Hello, cats and kittens. Orewa Jose Yoroshiku. I want to give my impressions of One Piece 856 Liar. If I had to say anything about this chapter, I would say it was efficient. It was efficient. It did what it had to do. I would say I'm slightly underwhelmed. I love Oda. He doesn't miss. I wouldn't say this was a miss. I just say I'm slightly underwhelmed because maybe I expected one of those big, gushy chapters, reconciliation chapters. But, they don't always have to go the same way. It doesn't always have to be, you know, you know, Robin, you know, save me. I want to go back to sea with you, and uh, Usopp begging his way back onto the ship, or Nami asking Luffy to help her. You're not going to get that same reaction from everybody. But I wanted a little bit more given the rift that developed between Luffy and Sanji. I would say a rift. I mean, Sanji beat the crap out of him. That's pretty rough. And basically called him scum and so forth and told him to leave. Uh, anyway, let's start from the beginning. I thought the opening was good and again efficient. It laid out some good information in terms of Peckham still being alive, which we knew, but the issue of the conspiracy or the Peckham's got tangled into is a little unclear to me in the sense that who whose side of it was he on? He got shot by Capone. Clearly, Capone was plotting something against Big Mom because he told Peckham's told Capone not to underestimate Big Mom. So he maybe was trying to break up a conspiracy that Capone was part of, and if so, was it just solely Capone going against Big Mom, or is there some faction within Big Mom's family that is turning against her, or, as I've always speculated, probably wrong, Capone's in it with the Vince Smokes. Okay, there could be that, but that's in play. Then we have Bobbins getting shot by who? He says those bastards as he's going down. We see the three figures standing in the rain. So is those bastards that he referring to Capone's men? Again, could it be a faction of people within Big Mom's family that is in league with Capone? Or who shot Peckham's? It's like old school. Who shot JR? I don't know. Not Peckham's, I'm sorry, Bobbins. But Bobbins is shot. He's a jobber, so it doesn't really matter. But something will come of that. Then we go to the Vince Smokes sitting around gloating over Sanji fulfilling his part in their rise to power, being the spare piece that is being used to get them into Big Mom's association. And I do find it curious that as they're sitting here gloating, you can see on the wall the homies. They're looking at the Vince Smokes, debauched drinking and womanizing and so forth, and they had these little thought bubbles over their heads. So they're monitoring the Vince Smokes. The Vince Smokes, and this whole thing, I'm curious. They came in as being, in the know, really heady type guys that were plotters and again, very strategic. But after, as you go into the story, they seem to be a little, I wouldn't say stupid, but not as smart as you would think they would be. I think they're playing dumb. I think they know that the homies are watching them, and they're just playing along. That's my impression. That's my guess. Wild speculation here, but the homies are clearly watching them, and we know that the homies report back to Big Mom. That's her communication uh, network, especially in her territory. They monitor everything and they report back to her. So I think they're playing dumb, and that's going to factor into the wedding. The parts of the Luffy Sanji conversation that I do enjoy is the fact that Luffy enjoyed the meal that Sanji prepared for him, similar to Sanji's mom. Uh, well, when Sanji's mom uh, ate the food that he prepared for her, which was bad because he just started cooking and it got soggy and so forth. She did that out of kindness to her son. I'm pretty sure that Luffy may have actually enjoyed that meal because it came from Sanji's hand and because Luffy just likes Sanji's cooking. I mean, some of that's probably just, genuine. I mean, he likes his food. It's wet. Luffy eat anything, you see the food that he cooked for the crew. So anyway, but it was a nice bonding moment, and the food brought him back around. His vitality returned. That was beautiful. Um, the majority of their conversation, I think, pretty much boils down to Luffy taking exception to Sanji, what he considered not getting to the point, not telling his real feelings when he blasted him real quick and told him, tell me your real feelings, and then he says he wants to go back to the Sunny with them and continue their adventures, which is fine. It was okay, but it wasn't the climax or the emotional. I didn't get the emotional gratification from it that I thought I would, but it was acceptable. It was fine. It was fine. It was okay. I don't have huge complaints with how it played out. It's just that you just get the feeling that it could have been a little bit more intense, maybe. I don't even know if intense is the word I want to use there, but it lacked something. It lacked something. I just don't know what it was. But it was okay. It was good. It was solid. I just don't always expect solid from Oda. But it could be my perspective. It could be just I'm putting too much into it, or I'm expecting the same old, and Oda threw a curveball in terms of his presentation of that particular conversation. But it's good to see them reunited because Sanji and that's Luffy's boy. They're Nakama. They're friends and they should be together. We've been waiting for this for a long time. Now we just have to see what is their plot. What is their plot to ruin the wedding? Clearly, the wedding is going to have to go on because if you're going to ruin it, that means you have to be in it. So clearly, they have to plot from the inside as to how they're going to overthrow, how to ruin this wedding. And then at the same time, Capone's hand has to be played. He's the only person in this whole, in this story who has not shown his hand yet. Now, him showing his hand at the 11th hour, how is that going to play out? I don't know. But I still suspect that he's in league with the Vinsmokes and might even be plotting to double cross them. He's the linchpin here, I think. He's the only person, he's the wild card. And I can't wait to see what it is that he has up his sleeve. I think he might poison Big Mom. I don't know. She always talking about that cake that she wants to eat. He might poison the cake in an attempt to kill her. But how would he... How would him align with the Vince Smokes, which is my dream scenario? How would that play out? And Sanji wants to save his, which is absolutely beautiful, showing Sanji's the goodness of him. He wants to. He can't bear to see his family. Reiju, I can see him wanting to save. The other guys, I can't see why he would want to save them, but he's got that kindness in him. He doesn't want to see them slaughtered like pigs. They deserve to be slaughtered like pigs, but he doesn't want to see that happen. So he wants to break up the wedding. Bless his heart. So overall, like I said, it was a good chapter. It was a good chapter that I thought maybe fell a little bit low of my expectations. But like I say, Oda doesn't miss. So it wasn't a bad chapter. I just maybe thought that I'd get a little bit more than I got from the Luffy Sanji. I'd have gave them the whole chapter, to be honest with you, with flashbacks and all of that cool stuff. But maybe that's just the same old, same old. So Oda switched it up. Good chapter. On break this week. So I'll come up with a theory video or something to that effect. But I'm not mad. I'm cool with it. So those are my impressions of One Piece 856 Liar. Good work, and look forward to the next chapter, which will be in a week. So until then, stay loose and let's get ready for that red wedding, red velvet wedding, or whatever they calling it. Take it easy.